morning, everybody. Let's see who is in my chat this morning now that we are in the right chat and not the wrong chat like yesterday, because we're trying to avoid bloopers. We have a Fenrir of the right, a Rhetorical Entertainment, and a Neil. Good morning. As I scroll down, I see a Wikipedia snippet. I see a fuckwad. I see Foxy. I see straight Sith male who forgot to save a smoke for the morning, a Batman, and a Tranime girl. Oh, there's a Panina. She popped in. Good morning. How is everybody doing this Friday? For some of us, Friday is the end of the week. For others, it begins the weekend. It's like, hey, Peter. It's like the ads before the movie to cinema. Have ears for popcorn and coffee. It is a waiting room. I give people a few minutes every morning to get into the chat and get themselves warmed up. Hello, Ceruli. How are you doing? Ghost Dog in the chat. How is everybody doing this morning? We have a few things to cover this morning, as evident from the title, but I am not going to let that stop me from interacting with my chat and saying good morning to people who pop in as they come by, because that's just the way I am and what I do. Let's see here. Yep. So, let me see what's been going on this week. There's been a lot of stuff going on this week. So far, we haven't had any updates on, our Bergdahl situation, so I'm keeping an eye on that. Let me see, what else? Drama on Twitter, as always. Apparently, Christy Winters put out a video that I saw for, she called it Operation Shiny Object, because she feels, and her camp feels, that, you can't do a video on Bearing without Bearing responding to it, so she feels her operation was successful. Not that she's obsessed with Bearing or anything, right? Right? As I say sarcastically. So, may he get shot in front of a fight. Yeah, I completely agree. But his max sentence is life in prison, so apparently the firing squad thing isn't viable anymore. Been up since yesterday, so I'll be off to bed soonly. Ah! Yeah, you keep messing up your own sleep schedule. You gotta fix that. We miss goofing off with you, Batman. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so let's get this thing out of here, and let's get on with the news. Puppy Cam. Yeah, he's on the bed. Everybody requested him, so. First thing we're going to start out with today, believe it or not, is going to be the big hubbub on the JFK Files and the release of such. So let's go ahead and get that started. Trump hasn't released all the files because the CIA and FBI requested that he not release hundreds of records. These records are potential security threats to the nation. Thanks, Fen. Yeah, I was held back by my POS laptop. Let me see here. The rest, 2,800 of these files have been released, which beat a deadline that mandated their release pretty soon after these days. I gotta find out when the actual release date was. The rest of the files are under a 6-month review to see if they are going to be released or not, or if they are going to be redacted before they're released, or not released at all. The majority of the records were released, but there were some that weren't. Let's see. The released files are in relation to the events after the assassination, what tips they chased, what leads they chased, however thinly. It included cables marked secret, and these cables had to do with the Cuban nationals and communists, and one example being a possible overthrow of the Castro regime. Let me see here. Intelligence agencies have had 25 years to prepare for this release, and they haven't prepared for it, which led them to debate last minute with Trump when he basically said he was going to release these, because everybody's been wanting to know what's been in these JFK files ever since the so-called investigation was over with. Lots of conspiracy theories have been floating around over the past decades, since '62. So, this may finally answer some questions, or may finally put some more questions out there. We may never know until we, start leafing through all of these, in all these pages and pages of things. Intelligence agency, let's see. It sparked finger-pointing and complaints that Trump should have released them all instead of having some of them go through the CIA and the FBI. Because remember, it is the CIA and the FBI who was holding back a lot of information in regards to the JFK assassination. Good morning, White Rabbit. How are you? Roger Stone, who's an on-again, off-again advisor, said Trump needed to spot-check any redactions to ensure there is no possible, quote, acts of criminal insubordination, unquote. Morning, no name. And conspirators will still call it bullshit. Yep, because, that's their job. That's what they do. Quote, only the rarest cases, unquote, should some of the JFK files stay secret after the review. Experts will have a lot of loose ends to sort through in the 6 months. And there may be some significant revelations as to what exactly went on. So there's going to be a lot of chaos. In the chaotic aftermath of the assassination, followed 2 days later by the murder of the shooter, Lee Harvey Oswald was in police custody. FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover vented his frustration in a formerly secret report found in the files. It opened, there is nothing further on the Oswald case except that he is dead. That's a direct quote from the article that I pulled it from. There are more than 400 documents released of the file of people who are people of interest who are being watched as potential threats to Kennedy and Lyndon B. Johnson. Some suspicions woefully missed their mark. In other words, they were just pointing at anybody at that point, whether they had a connection or not. They also include the findings of the Warren report and a congressional probe, which did not support the theory that the CIA was involved. Good morning, Jason. So, there we have our JFK story, because I was going to cover it. No, I didn't get any guests. I'm flying solo today. I want to start having on 2 guests on Fridays for reactions and discussions, which does make the show a little bit longer. So if you are interested in hopping on the morning show on Fridays, let me know. I can write it down, and I can also remind you a couple of days beforehand to make sure that you still have your schedule free. And you can hop on with me, and we can do the news and, talk about it. The Warren report was bullshit, in my opinion, like Project Blue Book. Yeah, I know, Peter. For those of you that don't know what Project Blue Book was a project started by the U.S. Air Force for spotting of unidentified flying objects, or UFOs. Excuse my brain, I didn't get much sleep last night, so it may misfire. Causing, some reading problems. We'll see how that works, right? A lot of propaganda came out of the JFK shooting. A lot of conspiracy theories are still floating around about why he was killed, who killed him, why the shooter was shot, the whole 9 yards. So that whole thing was an absolute mess. Wikipedia snippet. The correct male goose. Alright, so let's come down here. Change our headline here. Alright. Australia's Deputy PM is removed from office over citizenship. It appears that the Deputy PM, the High Court said he's ineligible due to him being a citizen of both Australia and New Zealand. His father is New Zealand born. This makes Turnbull the head of the minority government. I know, Neil. Joyce was quoted, I respect the decision of the court, and also saying I had no reason to believe I was anything other than Australian. He pointed to where he grew up, how he was raised, what schools he went to, and the fact that he spent all of his life in Australia, so he really didn't have any belief that he wasn't an Australian. But apparently, since his father was New Zealand born, that put his seat in contention for being the deputy minister, so he got told to step down. Rhetorical Entertainment holding back some of the records, proof there was a second shooter. I know the conspiracy theorists are going to be yelling that all over the place. Joyce was the agricultural minister who reported Johnny Depp smuggling his 2 Yorkshire Terriers into Australia aboard a private jet and didn't go through the proper quarantine for said animals. So just in case you don't remember who Joyce was, that's who that person is. The Turnbull government now only has 75 seats in the House of Representatives, and I quoted NPR, because NPR Rob Schmitz reports, under what is now a minority government, Prime Minister Turnbull will require support from other parties to pass legislation. There will also be a cabinet reshuffle, and the opposition party says decisions made by Joyce are now under a legal cloud and could be challenged. So there you go. Well, I'm glad I could inform you, Peter. That's what I'm here for. Whenever I'm looking for news sources and stuff that are reliable out of Australia and out of Britain and stuff. So if you can suggest some to me, I could probably look up some news from there too and read it on the show. Okay, and our last one. Let's see. It's about the budget. Because we haven't had one in about, 8 years, guys? Thanks to Obama, or Obummer, or O'Dummy, or something. Congress is passing the budget resolution. So we've got paves way for tax legislation by passing a resolution. We finally passed a resolution having to do with our budget. Woohoo! It's about time. The approval was 216 to 212, with 20 Republicans voting no, and Ryan having to cast a vote to ensure its passage. The budget doesn't need Trump's signature. That's an important part. It also allows a process to allow Republicans to pass a tax bill that only needs 50 votes to pass the Senate, which prevents a filibuster. Alternate timeline. Republicans are to release their tax bill next Wednesday. They want to have it passed by the end of the year, and they want to include repeal and replace. So they still are wanting to repeal Obamacare and replace it with something. Don't know what, but every time they try and do this, it gets shot down. Specifics of the tax plan will not be known until next week. Claims of coverage, U.S. families seeing a $4,000 tax relief. Some say this could put deductions for state and local taxes in jeopardy, especially New York and New Jersey. You mean no budget because the Republicans refused to pass due to losing to Obama. Well, it's always been a tit for tat because they can't keep their heads out of their asses long enough to get anything done, so the majority in the Congress gets blamed for the stuff that doesn't get done. So this administration is going to be blamed on mostly Democrats and some Republicans, so it's been a mess for the past 8-10 years because we can't seem to get anything done because they can't take their heads out of their asses. Representative Peter King, which is a Republican from New York, was quoted as saying that New York and New Jersey subsidize the rest of the USA. Show some fairness, Mick. Both of these states have high income tax rates. Well, why don't you do something to lower the state income tax rates? Wouldn't that make more sense? Yeah. I think he knows you were mocking him. The president has attempted to block sharp limits on deductions for 401k contributions. See you, ghost dog. Up to $8,000 in taxes can be deferred using a 401k plan. House Ways and Means Chairman Brady makes no promises, however. So he's going against the president's blockage of sharp limits. He wants to block them, and Brady's like, I'm not making any promises. We're going to try and fix this. We'll see what happens. Let me see. Fenrir. Neither side would bend, but it was the Republicans. Sure. Yeah, I know. No Democrats voted for the resolution, saying it would benefit the rich more than the middle class. Where have we heard that before? No name. Just like they did with Clinton and Lewinsky, it's all about being sore losers. Everybody's a sore loser, and whoever is the loser is usually a bellyacre because there's no such thing as sportsmanship anymore. So, Catalan Parliament declares independence from Spain. This broke right before I went live. So what I'm about to read to you is what Reuters actually has on the article. I don't have any meat snacks. I gotta go get some. Catalonia's regional parliament declared independence from Spain on Friday in a dispute vote that is now likely to be declared illegal by Spain's constitutional court. The independence motion was passed in the 135-strong assembly with 70 votes in favor, 10 against, and 2 blank of ballots. The Assembly Speaker said lawmakers from the Socialist Party, the People's Party, the Ciudadanos, had left the chamber before the vote in protest. Now, I'm not a whole, professional journalist and stuff. He looks like he's sound asleep. Yeah, he's pretty much napping on the bed. That's what he does most times this morning. So I don't, every once in a while, he's animated, but apparently this morning he doesn't want to be. So, those are the news stories for the day. Let me see here. And let's see what we can any discussions about them. Civil War time. Yeah, some people are thinking that Catalan, that Spain's going to go through a civil war, because after all, Barcelona is in Catalan, and Milan is in Spain proper. The main reason that Catalan wants to break away is economic reasons mainly, and then EU reasons secondarily, because the Catalan region actually brings in a lot of tourist revenue to the Spaniard government, but they don't get to see much of those much of that money in return. So that's a point of contention with the Catalan government and Spain, Madrid. Now, during the first bout of voting for independence, Spain literally had officers preventing people from voting, shooting them with rubber bullets, doing everything they could to discourage the vote for independence. And it deterred many people, but there were still over 2 million people that voted for this resolution to go through, to be voted on. I see. Always happens when I'm talking about Spanish names. I can't help it. I gotta say them in Spanish, because that's the way I am. So, yeah. So we're going to keep an eye on that as well as the bird doll situation, because I haven't heard anything new about that either. So we'll see what happens there. Let me see. And I'll also keep an eye on the tax resolution and see how they're going, No, I didn't see the Orville this week. I got to catch up on my homework. I got to watch that. Which leads us into...
Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelt of elderberries.
It is that time. Let's see here. It is definitely that time. Recommended videos. And we're starting with... Oh, that's the wrong thing. It's always going to be at least one blooper, right, guys? Alright, let's see here. How come I have chat? I don't want chat. That's funny. Okay. Alright, let's see if it works now. Nope, still have chat there. Alright. So we're going to have to do this this way. Our first video is from a friend of mine by the name of Ceruleus. He is an MRA, and his video is regarding the whole Me Too hashtag that was flying around Twitter. He responds to it in a way that is very insightful, and he talks about the complaints and the backlash that he got when he joined into the Me Too conversation, and also highlights some of the more nasty tweets that were headed in his direction. So go check out Ceruleus and give him some support. He's only 57 subs away from being able to unlock Super Chat. So if you can put that word out there. Ceruleus, that Me Too thing was a massive dumpster fire. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, I have friends, Rabbit. The second one is Cinefix. I love Cinefix because they delve into all sorts of stuff. And for the October, they're delving into the Amityville Horror, What's the Difference? They not only hit the 1979 movie, but the remake of the movie, and compare both of them to each other and the book, which is supposed to have been, and I say that, hey Lou, supposed to have been based on true stories. Not that it was. It kind of turned out that they were kind of fibbing a bit, and that it's, other than the investigation that went on after the mass killing in the house, everything else was sort of like, imagination driven. So check that out. It was really interesting. Next one on the list is Cognitive Thought, Fubbing Stupid with Fusion. The Fusion video he's responding to is about a mini experiment where people put their smartphones away for the day and spent time with one another to see if that improved their relationship. And he shit posts the living heck out of that video. It is a video to see. It is very, very funny. Absolutely hilarious. He is in rare form for that one. The final recommendation is Agnostic Plague Doctor, Tweedledee and Tweedledum bloviate about cultural appropriation. And he is going up against the think tank video of those two women that were airheaded enough to bitch about cultural appropriation during Halloween and have the audacity to tell us how we can and cannot dress in regards to costumes on said day. Now, if I had the money and the resources, my butt would dress up as whatever the heck I wanted because it's Halloween and that's the whole point of frickin' Halloween. So, those are my 2 cents. Like, yeah, exactly. So we've got that there. Let me see. That is showing up for some reason. Oh, that's the Funny or Cancer. Ah, okay. Which isn't showing up. Alright, so we've got all that out of the way. Those are the recommended videos.
But wait! There's more!
Yep, it's time for a hashtag. I found a hashtag because I couldn't find Friday Cancer. If you want to submit cancerous articles so all of us can be absolutely tortured by them, all you have to do is DM me either on Twitter or Facebook. Well, not Twitter or Facebook. See, I told you my brain wasn't working, and I don't think this is going to show up today, which is going to not make me happy. Alright, hang on. There we go. Fixed it. Haha. No I didn't. Damn it. Alright, okay. There we go. One of these days I'm going to do this show and it's not going to have any bloopers, I swear. I don't know how that's going to happen because the day that happens I'm going to throw a party. Alright, hashtag bonfire movies. And yes, some of these are like woefully punny. So be warned. So, bonfire movie. Mr. Blanding sets fire to his dream house. Father of the Fire Brigade. The Hunger Flames. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Bonfire. Okay, that one wasn't all that great. Bonfire of Van Wilder. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I like that one. That one's good. Lesbian Bonfire Killers. Abraham Lincoln Bonfire Killer. Boy, everybody just... Okay. Naked in a Blaze, the movie. The Bonfire of the Georgia Election Server. Oh, God, yeah, whatever. Obviously, Bond. James Bond. Fading of the Smoke. The Hitchhiker's Guide to Burning Bonfires. The Fantastic Mr. Fox. Okay, what does that got to do with fire? I'm sure somebody will explain it to me. In the Line of Fireworks. Blaze of Glory. Grease. I guess they were saying, you know, John Wick. Honey, I Made S'mores for the Kids. Home Aflame. I Spit on Your Campfire. Straight Outta Protest Rally. The other... Oops, let's scroll that down. Because, What Screams May Come. Holy crap. Fire Brigades of Madison County. Men on Bonfire. Blazy Stupid Love. Cinder City. Yeah, it's taking the piss. Blaze of Glory Hole. Home of Flame. The Burninator. Star Wars Episode 5. The Bonfire Strikes Back. Char Wars. Good Morning Bonfire. Saddles Blazing. Oh, come on. You could have put Blazing Saddles. It would have been perfectly acceptable. Singeing in the Rain. Howl's Flaming Castle. Arson's Our Sons. In Arson's Name. Arson the Matchmaker. That person had fun. City Flickers. Tinder is the Night. The Never-Ending Beach Party. Wait. Okay, there's a bonfire at a beach party, but still. Could have at least worked it into the title. Shit. Mississippi Bonfire Burning. Fire Note. Bonfires on a Plane. Guy Fawkes tried to blow up Parliament. Yeah, okay, I kind of figured that one. The Sound of Searing. Arson and Old Lace. I love it when my live chat gets in on this. The Dark Ignite Rises. Elmo's Bonfire. Ash of the Titans. I remember Tinder from Amnesia. In the Flame of the Father. The Life of Pyros. Die Charred. Log Stick and Two Smoking Barrels. Burner and Hooch. Flame! The best little s'more house in Texas. Okay, I kind of like that one. Journey to the center of the hearth. The inflammable man. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Bonfire. Oh, God, they like putting that one in there. The Burn Ultimatum. Next of Kindling, Incandescence, and Sensibility. Fucking growl scarred the chair. I squeaked. Burns of Endearment. Blazing Arizona. Bonfire of the Vanities. Very funny. Weekend at Bernie's. Ed Wood. Stacked. For the Love of the Flame. For a Few Dollars S'more. Burning Cabin in the Woods. Oh, there's that flame one again. And Heat the Fockers. Lord of the Pyre. A Hard Day's Ignite. Dude, where's my bonfire? 4 Weddings and a Funeral Pyre. The Pyros of the Caribbean. Love it. Love it. How to Burn a Guy in 10 Days. Smoke Back Mountain. Snakes on a Flame. Good one, Cerulean. Men and People of Color. Let's see. Thank You for Not Smoldering. And let me see. Friday Night Weenie Roasts and Save the Last Weenie. So there is your bonfire movies. Let me see. Come back up here to the weekday thing. So let's see what else we've got. We do have the live stream announcements. Let me see if those have decided to work. And they have. Flammable means flammable? What a country. Dr. Nick Riviera on The Simpsons. Alright, so let me hide the weekday thing so we can actually blip. We have a long list as usual of, it is Friday, so there's going to be live streams everywhere, and maybe one a couple of hours from now by yours truly on her Madness live channel. 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning, Rhetorical has Rhetorical Sunrise, where it's a morning commentary live stream. Kumite is starting up now on Tonkasaw's channel. He usually spends a good 5 minutes, I think, playing mashup songs before he actually starts talking. It goes Stream of Consciousness and then songs, and then he has guests on there and they just BS. Ghost Poo Podcast, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is on the Sinatra Says channel today. Jason's Pub, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Jason Brazeal's channel. Citation Needed, and I gotta put the frickin' link in here because I was a dummy and didn't do that. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where he discusses the 3rd episode of The Orville and also Supergirl. Finn, are you still in the chat? Because my dumb butt forgot to put the link. Lords of the Night, 9 p.m. is in Scribe Light's channel. That one is no longer happening. So those are the live stream announcements for the night. And also, once again, fundraiser. Even my tongue is making me bloopered. Alright, here we go, dude. I'm giving you moderator status to see if you can put your channel link in the live chat, seeing how I forgot to stick it in the description. Being a professional driver has its demands, but when you're an owner-operator like Deacon, you're also responsible for fuel and any repairs when your truck needs them. And that's the rough spot where our beloved Magnus is in right now. He had to make repairs to the tune of $12,000 on his rig, leaving him in the hole financially. He can get a loan, but he's $3,000 short of reaching the point where he can get one. His truck is also his home, where he eats, sleeps, and streams with Wren, Red Robot, and others. Remember, it's truckers that deliver to your grocery, electronic, and mega stores. They make sure we have what we need every day, so it's time to give back to them by helping one who needs a hand up. And so I'm going to copy and paste it over here so you guys can spread this out on Twitter. That is Fenn's channel that he is touting out. So we do have that going on. Let me see here. Live stream announcements. Let me put that back up there. Let me see. So there you have it. There's the news, recommended videos, a little bit of fun. If you want to recommend videos from your favorite creators, I do have a recommended creators section in my Discord if you are a member of my Discord. The only thing I ask is that the video be 7 days or less young. to keep them pretty relevant and keep them going, to see if we can get some views on the newer, on some of the newer videos. And I will tout them out on the show after I watch them. So there is that. If you want to submit any cancerous articles, we do have a cancer section on my Discord as well. I will take a look at those because it's supposed to be Cancer Fridays and Cancer Mondays, but I haven't really been able to find any really good cancerous articles, or at least not any articles that I can live through to read. And also on Fridays, I would love to have 2 guests on the show. So if you're interested in being on the show to help me with commentary or to continue the conversation on any of the topics that I cover on Fridays, please let me know by DMing me on Twitter or letting me know via Discord if you are in my server. And so, let me do this. Here we go. Throwing the link in the live chat for the server over here. Alright, the only thing is if it is your first time popping into my server, there is a channel called The Newly Invited. Please type in the screening room, hello. That way I can actually promote you enough for you to be able to hop in voice chat and post in other areas in the server, so you can be a little interactive with us and keep in touch with us that way. So there is that. Let me see here. And as always, my friends, may your coffee ever flow, may your caffeine be ever strong, and may you have a fantastic and fabulous Friday.